This part of the test will measure your listening ability when it comes to the conversations and lectures in academic settings. You will listen to a recording, and then answer questions about it. You will be able to take notes while listening, and you can listen to the recording only once. The questions must be answered in the presented order. During the exam, you will not be allowed to go back to the previous question. Now listen to the lecture.
Ancient civilizations like the Mesopotamians, Egyptians, and Greeks serve as our starting point. They were the first people to observe the stars, utilizing basic instruments and astute observations to comprehend the patterns in the heavens. With astronomers like Hipparchus, who produced the first thorough star catalog, and Aristarchus, who suggested a heliocentric model of the cosmos, the ancient Greeks in particular made enormous contributions. In the Middle Ages, some of the finest astrological thinkers rose to prominence. These researchers improved the Greek astronomy heritage, making important improvements to observational methods and revising older models. They created the foundation for Europe's scientific revolution. Astronomy did certainly re-emerge during the Renaissance. Polish scientist Nicholas Copernicus created a model of the universe that put the sun, not Earth, at its center. Though first opposed, the writings of Galileo Galilei and Johannes Kepler subsequently came out in favor of the heliocentric hypothesis. We were able to push the limits of our understanding even further in the 20th century as a result of the development of modern technologies. The Big Bang theory was developed as a result of Edwin Hubble's findings that demonstrated the cosmos was expanding. The Hubble Space Telescope's 1990 launch changed the game by enabling humans to see the far reaches of the universe with unmatched clarity. As we look back, it is evident that each period built on the scientific advancements made in the one before it. But just as important as astronomy's past is its present. We are on the verge of interstellar travel and the probable discovery of extraterrestrial life, thanks to our unrelenting search for understanding. Finally, it's critical to keep in mind that astronomy encompasses more than simply telescopes, celestial objects, and challenging mathematics. It is about our position in the cosmos and our attempt to comprehend it. Let's remember the trailblazers who paved the way as we continue to push the envelope. But just as important as astronomy's past is its present. As we look back, it is evident that each period built on the scientific advancements made in the one before it.
Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Hello, Sam. Come on in.
Thank you, Professor Scott.
So, what's on your mind?
Well, I want to talk with you about my writing.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Well, you're a published writer. I've read both of your novels and all 3 of your short stories collections. I've also read several of your poems and some of your pieces of literary criticism.
Well, I appreciate that. Do you have a question about my work?
No, what I'm wondering is, well, you are talented enough to get your work published, and I know you sell a good number of copies.
Yeah, I do okay. I'm no bestseller, but my last novel did pretty well.
Yeah, and your short stories are printed in plenty of anthologies, so you know both the craft of writing and the business of writing.
Yes, I do. Do you have a specific question for me?
Yeah, sorry. I'm having trouble phrasing my question. I guess what I want to know is, well, you've read 4 of my pieces so far this semester, 2 short stories and 2 poems. I want to know if you think I've got what it takes to be a successful writer.
Well, Sam, being a successful writer is not easy. There are several things to think about. Can you tell me specifically what type of writing you're most interested in?
Well, I like poetry, but I think I really favor short stories. I like storytelling. I like to create something with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like most of us want to be writers. I've started and then thrown away several novels.
Okay, well, first thing is stop throwing away those novels. You may think they are written badly, and perhaps they are, but they contain elements of good stories that you may want to expand on later. You may also end up completely overhauling the writing of a novel while keeping the same basic story structure. Either way, don't throw anything away.
So you publish everything you write?
Oh, hardly. I publish about 10% of what I write. But I do use things that I've written in the past in my newer work. I also have a complete record of everything I've ever written, including personal letters. It's important to do that for yourself and for anyone who might want to study your work at a later time.
Okay. I'll keep my writing from now on, no matter how bad it is.
Oh, good.
I guess what I'd really like to know is, given your professional expertise, can you tell me whether or not you think I have the talent to become a writer?
Sure. Here's what I think. You are a good natural storyteller. Your writing is clear and precise.
Thanks. So you think I should start submitting stories to fiction magazines?
Well, you can, but I don't think you're quite ready. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
Well, Sam, you are a young writer. You must be, what, 22 or 23 years old?
24, actually. So you think I lack the life experience needed to be a good writer?
No. A good writer is, more than anything, a good observer. You don't have to be like Ernest Hemingway, traveling the world in search of wars and big game to hunt. You just have to be skilled at expressing in words the things that you observe.
Okay, so where do I need to improve?
If I were you, I'd focus on two things. First, you need to pay more attention to the story itself rather than on injecting your views on certain things or on delivering a story that communicates a theme.
So I should focus on the story first and the theme second.
Yes. New writers often make the mistake of trying to preach through their writing. Don't do that. Just tell a story. When you go through your first draft, what I call the story draft, different themes that can be applied to your story will jump out at you. You can add certain things to the story, but don't start from the themes you want to communicate.
That's very helpful. I can see how I do that. Maybe that's why my stories often lack energy. I'm trying to teach, not to tell a story.
Good. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about your writing is that you have problems developing your characters. Don't feel bad. This is one of the hardest parts of writing fiction. Most new writers don't tell us enough about the characters in the story, or they tell us too much. You've got to give your readers just enough to allow them to know the characters, but let them draw their own conclusions.
Wow, I can see where you're right about that. I think...
Listen again to part of the conversation, then answer the question.
Yeah, and your short stories are printed in plenty of anthologies, so you know both the craft of writing and the business of writing.